Number 8 is the tenacity question. Am I moving closer to my dream? Skip the next couple paragraphs and go to number 1. To move closer to your dream, recognize that quitting is more about, oh, this is huge. Are you ready? I'm going to read it again. I'm setting you up. To move closer to your dream, recognize that quitting is more about who you are than where you are. Wow. People say, well, I quit because I hadn't achieved much, or I was so far from the top. No. When you quit, it's not about where you are, it's about who you are. And can I tell you something? When you go to your next job or you go to your next dream thing, whatever that happens to be, can I tell you something about you? You'll quit there too. It's about who you are. I run people that all the time say, well, I'm going to go find something. I'm going to go find a company that I can really pour my life into. Can I tell you something? If you pulled your life in the last company, you'll pull your life in the next company. You're just going to be pulling your life. You're just going to constantly be pulling back. You understand? Okay, who you are, not where you are. Everyone faces difficulty. Let me stop here for a moment. How many of you have faced difficulty? You definitely? Okay. Everyone faces difficulty when working toward a dream, and if someone fails, he can make excuses for what went wrong, how the unexpected happened, how someone let him down, how circumstances worked against him. But the reality is that the external things do not stop people. It's what happens to them on the inside. Here we go. Most people stop themselves from reaching their potential. Yep. Wasn't the challenge that beset me. It wasn't what was before me, it was what was inside of me. Number 2, to move closer to your dream, improve your vocabulary. In pursuit of my dream, one time I was having a discouraging period, and I was thinking seriously of quitting. And one day I opened my dictionary and I went to the word quit. And I got a pair of scissors. And I cut it out. And from that moment on, I said, quit is not in my dictionary. Maybe in yours, maybe in your life, but it's not in mine. What was I doing? I was changing my vocabulary. I was moving away from things I should not say to things I should say. And notice the difference in these phrases, and I'm not going to go too many of them because, my goodness, there's a bunch of them. The can't person who says we've never done it before versus the can-do person. We have an opportunity to be first. We don't have the resources versus necessity fuels invention. There's not enough time versus we'll change how we work. We've already tried that versus we've learned from the experience. It's a waste of time versus think of the possibilities. We don't have the expertise versus let's network with those who do, and it goes on and on and on. You got to change your vocabulary. Does that make sense? Number 3, to move closer to your dream, recognize that waiting for everything to be right is wrong. Wow. I wish I'd have heard that when I was younger. I wish that I had heard somebody, I wish somebody walked in my life and said, John, let me tell you something about your dream. If you're going to wait for everything to be right before you take off, you'll never take off. Because waiting for everything to be right is wrong, because nothing will ever be completely right before you start. Are you with me? Back to Jack Canfield's book, I love this. He said, it's time to quit waiting for perfection, inspiration, permission, reassurance, someone to change, the right person to come along, the kids to leave home, the more favorable horoscope, a new administration to take over, an absence of risk, someone to discover you, a clear set of instructions, more self-confidence, the pain to go away, add others on your list. You got it, don't you? Number 4, to move closer to your dream, change your thinking. As you know, I teach that the greatest gap between successful and unsuccessful people is how they think. This goes a little bit to changing your vocabulary, change your thinking. John Wooden said things turn out best for people who make the best the way things turn out. Number 5, to move closer to your dream, recognize the resources for your dream. Stop the moment that you do. Okay, got to teach here. I've got to teach here. Just look at me for a moment. I know it's hard, but do your best, okay? Rest your hand just for a second, then we'll get back into taking notes. Okay. This is the discovery that I have found that is a life-changing discovery in the pursuit of my dream. It's a very simple discovery, but it took me a while to learn it. The discovery is this simple, that as long as I am moving toward my dream and I am pursuing my dream, as I go each step, God will give me the resources I need to make that dream a reality. Here's the key. The moment I stop, the resources stop. It's in moving, it's in the movement that the resources come to me. So here's what happens to us. Many times we stop because we're not where we want to be and we are a little bit nervous about this situation, and we stop, and sure enough, the resources stop also. And we say, well, boy, I sure did the right thing. Thank God I stopped right when they did, because, whoo, I stopped and 2 weeks later, it just wasn't there. "13 years ago, I started an organization which is the absolute passion of my life called Equip. We train over 100 leaders, and we've trained over 3 million leaders in over 100 countries. Our teaching material now is in 49 languages. We're now teaching and training 1 million leaders a year. It has become an amazing movement. Recently, I was with 300 major donors with my organization out in Pebble Beach. We every year have a Pebble Beach event, and people come and literally commit hundreds of thousands of dollars to this wonderful cause. And I was getting ready to stand up and teach them for maybe not long, 15 minutes, about what's happening with Equip and the dream and the whole deal. And as I looked out at the banquet crowd that night, I realized something that was very humbling to me. 95% of the people in that room I did not know when I started on my dream journey. 95%. I didn't know them. And now they're on my team, in the middle of the dream, literally helping me, because without them it would be totally impossible. They're literally coming alongside of me and helping me realize my dream. And 95% of them I didn't even know. I mean, if they'd have walked by me, I didn't know who they were. And now they were God's gift to me because I kept pursuing the dream. Now let me tell you something that's really exciting. 5 years from now, when I'm at Pebble Beach, the percentage will be higher. And there'll be more. But it's because I kept moving. When you stop moving, the resources stop within your life. Number 5. I did 5. It's just so good I wanted to do it again. It's because I'm a mental retard, that's why. Number 6, to move closer to your dream, practice the rule of 5. What's the rule of 5? Scholastico said, if you would go every day to a very large tree and take 5 swings at it with a very sharp axe, eventually, no matter how large the tree, it would have to come down. It's that swinging 5 times a day. Now, the rule of 5 is very simple. Every day, do 5 things that help you get closer to your dream. Every day. Every day, take the axe to that tree, and you don't have to do 500 swings the first day. You don't have to knock the tree down the first day. Just take 5 swings every day, and eventually, not only will the tree come down, eventually the dream will become a reality. That's why every day I read, file, think, write, and ask questions. Every day I read, file, think, ask questions. I do every day 5 things. Why do I do those 5 things? Because I know if I keep doing those 5 things, a book will be born. People say, John, how do you write so many books? One word at a time. Every day. Now find what you need for your dream, and every day just practice the rule of 5. Number 7, to move closer to your dream, remember that when you have exhausted all possibilities, you haven't. When you've exhausted all possibilities, you haven't. But haven't we all thought we did? Haven't we all thought, boy, I've given this all the time and all the thinking, and I've exhausted. And then somebody comes along, and in about a 5-minute conversation, they give us a creative thought. We say, oh my goodness, I could do that. So no matter how much we think that we've come to the end of ourselves, we haven't come to the end of the road.